Morning. As you can see, we are now back from Orlando, and it was a very what would you call it, Ed? It was a very interesting holiday.
Not quite what we planned.
Not quite what we planned. However, we will tell you more after the intro. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so this is our overall verdict on our last holiday. Was it a success or was it a complete and utter disaster? I'm sorry that the camera's moving, but Adam's legs are jigging up and down.
I'm not doing anything. Carl can't hold it.
He's not doing anything now, he's just stopped.
But Carl can't hold things because his hands will start shaking.
But, so, Ad, go on then, what do you think?
We had to make the best of it, but it was very disappointing.
From start to finish, the airport...
was horrendous. Never go from Heathrow.
No, the hotel was nice.
The hotel was okay, but I would choose a different one next time we went.
We'd choose a different one over the other side of the road so we could see more of the runway view.
And maybe a more modern hotel.
Yeah, it needed a few tweaks here and there. But overall, it's I think it's the only one next to Heathrow Airport with an indoor pool, which was absolutely lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah, but to be fair to us, why did we choose that? Because we don't use an indoor pool anyway.
2 minutes to McDonald's, which is always a bonus.
Yeah. No, the hotel was fine, but I personally think on reflection, we should have gone for a different one.
Why?
Because we chose it because I always got an indoor pool, which we didn't use anyway. So if you use an indoor pool, great, choose it. If you don't, there's no need to choose it. There's the closer ones.
Yeah, but we didn't choose it for the indoor pool. We chose it because we went through them all and they all looked lovely. And it looked nice. It looked nice online. And it was nice when we were there. It just needed a little bit of TLC. Because we went through them all on Holiday Extras.
Well, there's nice ones that I think are there from on the outside from what you see.
But we've found out now which ones are on the other side. So that will be even better for next time when if and when we go from Heathrow. So anyway, that was the airport or the hotel stay the day before. The airport, I don't know, because a lot of people don't have any kind of problems with Heathrow and love Heathrow.
Depends on the terminal you go from.
I think unfortunately for us, something happened on that day because we were checking in with Virgin, wasn't we?
Mm-hmm.
We checked in with Virgin, then so finally we got through check-in, and then we had to go to... Where do we have to go then? We had to go to security. And something had happened because all the stairs got like cordoned off. You couldn't go up the escalators or up the stairs.
And that's due to the volume of people.
And I think it was just everybody then got shoved down to the bottom of Terminal 3. And it was so chaotic and so busy. Sorry about that, I pressed the wrong button. But yeah, so
Can't take him anywhere.
we were talking about Terminal 3. So we went up, didn't we? Hold on, Adam's just going to have a quarters in a moment.
Such a boob.
We went up to try and get through security, but it was so busy because everywhere else was shut. It was kind of like everybody was funneled down to the bottom, wasn't they?
I think it was a catch-22 though. I think the reason they shut it off is because the queues were so busy upstairs. But by doing that, they made it even busier because it was like a funnel.
So basically, we got dragged out of the queue
Twice.
But
they're doing it all the way through. They kept calling this flight, that flight, because it's just horrendous.
Well, basically, we dropped the car off, I think it was... Quarter to 10, and we didn't sit down then...
Until we ran to the gate.
Until we got on the plane.
Yeah, we had to run to the gate because it was so late, wasn't it?
But we wasn't late. We were there 3 hours in advance, so we wasn't late getting there.
More than 3 hours by the time we went to the car park.
Well, that's true.
But the flight was supposed to take off at 10 to 2, and the gate opened obviously beforehand, and we were running to the gate, and as soon as we got to the gate, they were boarding the plane.
They were boarding. So we didn't actually sit down or actually look around Heathrow. So as the Heathrow goes, I couldn't tell you what it looked like because we actually didn't have time.
Too busy running.
We were too busy running in between, checking in, security.
Even check-in was rammed, wasn't it? And everyone was getting chaotic and no one knew where they were going.
It was just very, very chaotic, wasn't it?
Mm.
So I think that's the overwhelming memory from that. It was just very chaotic. Once we got onto the plane, The plane was a brand new. I think it
There
was.
is one other overriding memory from Heathrow that we'll talk about later.
Oh, what's that?
That it made us very ill.
We don't know that.
We do.
We don't know that. We don't know where we got COVID from.
We got it from Heathrow Airport.
We could have had it.
But everyone was crammed so tightly together in queues, breathing on you, not moving.
But we could have had it before we left. So
I'm not convinced. I blame Heathrow Airport.
It's one of those things. It's a grey area.
It's Heathrow Airport.
But basically, we got onto a brand new. It was an Airbus. I can't remember what it was.
Now.
It was one of their latest models. Anyway, the plane was gorgeous, beautiful. The staff was attentive and looked after us, didn't they?
They were okay. They were quite good, but one or two could have been a bit friendlier.
Adam's been very kind of like bar humbug. It is Christmas Eve, so don't forget Adam is the Grinch.
Yeah, but we're trying to be honest about it. I will go with Virgin again. I think they were lovely, but I think the service was okay, but I think it could have been a little bit better in places.
I do think they charge a lot for what you get.
Yeah.
I think you're paying for the Virgin name. And I think it's...
This is why I think they could have done... The service could have been better in places.
You can pay less on other rivals, but... And I'm not going to moan about them because they were fine. I'm just saying, if you're going to charge an elevated price, you need to...
give an elevated service.
Give an elevated service. And I think they did, but I don't think it was worth the price difference.
I said there was those pockets of service that weren't what you'd think they should be.
We personally had better service with British Airways, and the tickets were cheaper with British Airways.
But you live in
that's only our opinion. It doesn't mean that we're right. It doesn't mean we would
go with Virgin again.
We would go with them again. We're just saying, I think that there is a premium for flying with Virgin. I think anyway. So that's that. The flight was fine. Not really any turbulence. It was smooth sailing. The food was lovely. Didn't actually get to record a great deal on the flight. As you know, I just recorded the flight to a bit of music. We must start getting better at travel day because I think we get too engrossed in what we're doing that we kind of like forget that we are trying to record something for a YouTube channel.
At the beginning, we need to do that more, but then I suppose towards the end of it, you get fed up and tired for travelling.
I think you get nervous as well because obviously these people are all around, and I've been reading somewhere. Excuse me, just a second. Right, again, sorry about that. I've been reading comments from YouTube creators, and they've started getting a lot of how do I say it? I suppose they've been getting a lot of trouble from people that don't want to be recorded.
Some challenge.
And obviously we don't go out of our way to record anybody. We don't want to record anybody. We just record ourselves. So we try and keep it respectful. But there's been a few people that I follow now that have made videos about being shouted at, and I think the latest one was, I can't remember what they're called. That's really bad. But it was a cruise. It's a cruise.
Well, anyway,
vlog, but it doesn't matter. I'm losing my track.
Yeah.
But basically, they got shouted at on the cruise ship by saying that they were ruining people's holidays and they were recording people, and obviously they wasn't. But so you've got to be very mindful these days because people don't want you to record and they don't want you to be in the video. So I think because of that, I think it makes it even more nerve-wracking for us to record, like on the plane when you're in quite close surroundings with everybody else, and I think we find that a little bit awkward, don't we?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get better.
But we will try and get better on that one. So anyway, so that was the flight. So we will try and do a travel day better, depending on how awkward it actually is and how awkward we feel. But we got there. Oh my God, we were so excited. We were beyond excited.
But there was a bit of a shine taken off the excitement at Orlando Airport, I'm going to be honest.
Why?
Because we got into Orlando Airport and we'd booked a transfer with Virgin to the hotel. There was nobody to greet you at Orlando Airport, nobody around to ask, no signposting. So we ended up walking around the airport, not knowing where we're going, and then having to walk back to the other side of the airport.
That goes down to the service again. You pay this extra for service, and there really was nobody there. And everybody was in the same boat and everybody was doing... Unless you were going to pick a car up, which we actually wasn't picking a car up this time, but there was nobody there telling you where to go for the bus or which way to go. So I think we walked around the whole.
And for those of you who've
Orlando
been there,
International.
Orlando International Airport is not small.
It's a very big airport.
And we didn't realise we went to side A and then found somewhere, and then we're told, no, it's side B, and we had to go back up to where we came off the plane and back across.
But again, there was no Virgin assistance, so you didn't know. So again, that is a negative against Virgin. But anyway, we're moving on from that. We're not being negative.
No, then when we got to the bus, we were very excited, weren't we?
When we got to the bus, it was kind of like, oh my God, the holiday starts. So we got there, first day. What time did we get there? I think it was quite late.
We landed, by the time all the shenanigans about trying to find the bus, I think we got to the bus about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We didn't get to the hotel till quite late because of the transfer and everything else going on.
Yeah, so I think we just ended up going for I think it was a Burger King, and then we went for a short walk. And then by then we were just done in, so it was get ourselves home.
I don't think we even had Burger King. I think we went to Light Bites and just got a sandwich on the first night because we were knackered.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we didn't. I think we went to Light Bites and got some food.
I thought it was just Burger King.
Not on the first night. That was the first night, proper day.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so we did that, and then we had a walk, and then we were just tired, so that we turned in for the night. The first full day.
There was one thing that we had to do though on the first night. We had to change rooms because, as you know, Hurricane Ian had just hit Orlando.
Yeah.
So we got into the hotel. Everything was fine. I've got nothing against the hotel, but you walked into the room that they gave us, and it just smelled really damp. I think the carpet had got wet in the hurricane.
Basically, the side that faced the hurricane, all them rooms on that one side
Were blocked off.
Were all blocked off because basically the hurricane the winds were so strong that it didn't flood them, but a lot of water got into the rooms.
Yeah.
So they were in the middle of changing all the carpets and stuff. So they thought that the room that we had gone into was okay. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Quick nip down to reception, and they sorted out straight away.
They were fantastic, weren't they?
And we moved to the other side of the building, which hadn't been hit by the hurricane. And that, not a single problem at all.
Yeah.
Was there?
But you just remember, when you get there, you think, oh, are we going to be affected by the hurricane? Because we got to Orlando just after the hurricane.
Literally, I think it was a day or so after Hurricane Ian.
And apart from a bit of trees here and there, that was the only thing that we got impacted by.
It was fine. It was absolutely fine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But when we got up the following day anyway, we were buzzing. But we were that excited. We went to the park. Didn't take any ID with us, so we couldn't get our tickets.
This is after we went to Dunkin' Donuts, which was amazing.
Dunkin' Donuts first. So then it was a question kind of like, well, that's it now, that's the day ruined. Obviously, clearly it wasn't.
We went back to the hotel, got the idea and went back to the parks.
Yeah, so it was amazing. We didn't do fast passes on that day, did we?
No.
We just got our tickets, and then I think it was the following day we did fast pass just so we could go on all the rides. Well, we are so grateful that we did.
You did it because you wanted to record all the rides. So
yeah, I wanted to record them
too much for the rest of the time.
So I could try and put them together.
It's almost like we knew something was coming down the line.
But anyway, so we did. We recorded what we could. You couldn't record on the rides, which was a bit annoying. I did get told off in Spider-Man about recording. Yeah. Just turned out it was fine. But I would have liked to show more inside. And the problem with getting the fast pass ones is that you don't. Where you stand and queue in Orlando, it's almost, it takes you on a journey.
It's part of the ride, isn't it?
When you buy fast track, you totally miss that journey, so you go around the back and stuff. So
there is some of it, but it's not the same, is it? It's shorter.
We didn't get to show you what we wanted to show you because we were going to go back and
do normal rides.
But however, it just didn't happen, and we ended up getting COVID, as you know, if you've watched the channel. And basically, all I can say is the majority of the holiday.
After the first 2 full days.
Yeah, the majority of the holiday was literally just ruined by COVID.
Yeah.
All of it. Yeah, I can't even say it was a day or 2 days. It was the majority of it.
We had 2 days before COVID struck us.
Yeah.
Where looking back on the videos, we didn't sound right anyway.
Well, no, because when I'm recording, you can hear me breathing. You can hear my heavy breathing and the voice and stuff.
Well, we had sore throats, but we just thought it was travelling, didn't we? And then when COVID hit us and we had to quarantine, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Even when we got back into England, we still weren't right.
On the Saturday we got back Saturday morning. They wanted to take us into hospital on the Saturday night.
Because we were still bad.
because I still had COVID as well. I think I ended up having COVID for about 15 days. I was showing a positive result. But it was bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were hit hard. I think because we were travelling and our immune system was down.
Yeah.
We probably had it worse than maybe we would have if we were here.
Yeah, I don't think we would have had it half as bad being at home.
And also you're at home, so you can.
But we tried to make the best of it. Some of the videos.
Yeah.
Well,
we apologise. They were not the best.
Most of the videos in this series, obviously, have all been impacted by this. So most of them are the same or repeated or just half-hearted. And I really did try and do the best I could, but when you just feel so ill, and literally because we were running a temperature as well. I mean, we did our 5 days, but because you was running a temperature, you walked out and you were literally just sweating from head to toe. As you probably see on one of the videos, Adam's back is literally kind of just soaking wet.
Yeah, and that's because, we're running a temperature.
It wasn't because it was so hot. I mean, it was warm. It wasn't because of that. It was because we were running a temperature and with COVID, you can't breathe.
But the other impact it had on us, because you felt so awkward queuing because you were coughing.
Yeah, you were coughing.
You just didn't feel right. You didn't want to be with other people. I know we did our quarantine, but you still were coughing.
But you don't, so we didn't queue. So hence, the majority of the holiday, most of the 2 weeks, was pretty much wrote off.
We only went on the ride for 3 days, I think. The 2 days before we were ill, and then the last day we got fast pass, thinking we could have made the most of this holiday.
Velocicoaster is just the best ride in the world.
Yeah.
Adam kept thinking he was going to fall out because there's no.
That was on the first ride.
There's no shoulder strap, so it's just a lap.
And for some reason, I must have been sitting for it because I kept trying to slide out.
But honestly, anybody that is a roller coaster buff,
yeah,
you will love the Velocicoaster. It is absolutely amazing.
And to be fair, the queue is always there, and the fast pass doesn't include the Velocicoaster because it's so new.
It doesn't include the Velocicoaster
or
Hagrid's
Fantastic Beast ride or whatever it's called. But with the Velocicoaster, is like anything in Orlando, they make it as a whole experience queuing up.
Yeah.
You've got dinosaurs growling at you and being caged and running and making noises. It's
and the ride in Gringotts.
the Escape from Gringotts.
The Escape from Gringotts is absolutely. We didn't even we totally walked past that water. We were like, what's that for? It looks a bit boring.
Oh, the entrance into a Diagon Alley.
So then we heard somebody saying about Diagon Alley. We were like, where? Excuse me, where's that then? So we had to go through the wall to get to Diagon Alley.
It's a massive
which
place.
we didn't even know.
Yeah.
But the Escape from Gringotts was absolutely amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So overall.
Oh no, I mean, it was lovely being there. I'm just so disappointed that we were so ill.
Yeah, because it was our 20-year anniversary present to ourselves.
And we paid a little bit of money for this holiday because we thought we'll treat ourselves because it's our 20 year. And we're really going to have a good time. And we looked forward to it for about a couple of years, hadn't we?
Yeah.
You don't even cross your mind that you're going to be ill.
So
that Thursday when we woke up and we're like, what the hell is going on?
Because we didn't even know it was COVID because we had so many different symptoms. I mean, we had... without being too disgusting, we had vomiting,
tiredness,
poorly bellies that were
sore throats. I suppose it was the coughing, the temperature, and the sore throat that made us think it's got to be COVID. But we had extra stuff, as I say, the tiredness. You feel like you're hit by a bus.
Even now, we're still tired, and we're probably what are we now?
2.5 months later.
2 months into it, and we're still quite tired. But anyway, this is being negative. We're not being negative. We just wanted to tell you what actually happened to us and how our holiday was impacted by COVID.
An excuse to go back though.
Well, we're going back next year. I mean,
we're going back to
we'll go back to America. We're not going to Orlando, but we'll tell you about that in a video. What we're doing for next year. Yeah. So in terms of the rides are absolutely amazing as always.
Dr. Doom is horrendous.
Universal Studios.
Don't go on Dr. Doom. Is vile.
The parks themselves. I think once you've gone to Universal, I think you have to go a long way to beat Universal, don't you?
Especially, it's good to walk around, especially if you have a dad bod. Hey,
yeah, exactly.
Not that at all.
But that was basically what happened in the parks, anyway. So we'll move on to the next one, which was the room tour. And sorry, we just went totally silent then because it was supposed to stop, but it actually didn't stop. So we might as well just go straight into it then.
Well, for the room tour, we can talk about International Drive itself.
Well, yeah, you can do. So what did you think of International Drive over the changes?
Well, it was sad to see some changes that happened since we were there 10 years ago.
There was a lot of shops that have actually shut down,
Yeah, and
like at home
experiences and things like that. But it is nice being there, walking up and down. There's so many different opportunities. If you don't like theme parks, there's other places to go.
But again, we didn't even get to go to
Icon Park or Volcano Bay.
We didn't go to Volcano Bay. We walked around Icon Park,
but we didn't do anything there, did we?
Didn't do anything there because we just didn't feel like doing anything. We spotted a helicopter ride, but again, we were so ill.
And also, we didn't want to go in there coughing and spluttering, so
we'll do that next time. Yeah. We'll do that next time. International Drive is just
there's always there's something to do. There's alligators to look at.
There's food. There's what we always do. We don't eat in the parks because obviously the price is so much different in the parks.
We'll have some snacks.
We'll have drinks and snacks, but what we do, we eat on International Drive, and you can get all sorts. From I think you've got Burger King, McDonald's, Five Guys,
Wendy's, Denny's,
Taco Bells, and
you've
got all
Popeyes.
So many different choices. You've got chicken. What was that chicken place called?
Popeyes, Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Chili's.
I think that's what I'm thinking about. Where you've got lovely chicken dishes and stuff. I think that's the one.
There's so many different.
I don't know. There's so many anywhere. But I would say to anybody, definitely go to. If you want to save a little bit of money, definitely stay on International Drive over than staying actually on the parks or with the park hotels. So starting again. So I would say to anybody, whether you like theme parks or not, go to Orlando, stop on International Drive. There's
always something to do.
Thousands of things to do. So you don't even need to go to the theme parks if you don't want to. We did find a new theme park, which was
Fun Spot,
which is you don't pay for a ticket, you just pay for the rides that you want to go on.
Yeah, we didn't even get there, did we?
We didn't get there because we were so well. We didn't really go shopping or anything either, did we?
No. And there is a new park being built by Universal called Epic Universe.
Epic Universe, which is like it's going to be absolutely amazing.
That should open 2025-ish.
And that's the next time we're going back to
Orlando
2025.
Yeah.
But anyway, room tour. So it's the Rosen
Inn International.
We've stopped there before. It's an amazing place to stop if you want to be in the centre of things because you're literally, I think you're 2 miles from Universal and you're 3 miles from Disney.
One's up and one's down.
Yeah, so you're right in the middle of where you want to be if you want to go to the parks and stuff. You buy this massive Walgreens, aren't you?
Yeah.
Not Walmart.
Walmart. You got Walgreens as well.
You've got a Walgreens just over the road from you, which I would... Light Bites in the hotel is great, but really expensive as we found out.
Yeah.
If you want to go to the supermarket, just go to Walgreens, or you can take a nice walk. You can drive, but you can take a nice walk up to the Walmart, which is probably 25-minute walk, which is lovely to walk around, isn't it, when it's so hot.
We probably took us longer to walk than normal because we weren't very well.
Yeah. But for location is absolutely fantastic. I don't think you can get a better location if you want to be in the middle of stuff.
Yeah.
In terms of the hotel, I mean, the staff were really friendly, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like I say, Light Bites. We didn't try the
Fountain View.
We didn't try that because, again, we were bad. So we didn't really want to be around people because we were just constantly coughing. But I would say... Well, nobody really moaned about it from what we could hear. So the menu looked quite nice.
The hotel is absolutely fine.
The hotel is fine. It's probably a little bit tired, and probably what makes it look a bit tired is the dark wood in the rooms. The beds are so super comfy. But some of the furniture is looking a bit old and a little bit kind of in need of some TLC. I think if they just changed the furniture, I think it would just be totally change the look of the hotel, wouldn't it?
I'd say it's absolutely fine.
But
nice,
I would stop there, and I wouldn't worry about stopping there.
No.
I think it's an absolutely fantastic hotel, and it's really good value as well, isn't it? Yeah. Right? So overall, before this video goes on forever, we had a good handful of good days.
Yeah.
Overall, they were all bad days. That had nothing to do with where we are, where we stayed, nothing to do with being in Florida. It was literally just bad luck that we had gone 2.5 years without getting COVID, and we ended up getting COVID in America. So ultimately, bad luck. So we will put this holiday down to experienced. We did our best, and I'm sorry if you've been watching them all. I'm so sorry because it's been so boring for you. But thanks for watching them if you have watched them.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah.
And our next holiday will hopefully, I'm touching wood, go back to normal.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But we'll tell you about that in what we've got coming up in 2023, and we've got a few exciting things coming up in 2023. So we will tell you about that. So I'm just literally going to insert I think it's a couple of minute long video of flying back. I was going to fly. I was waiting for them to dim the lights because normally when you land, they dim the aeroplane lights so you can see out the window even better. However, unfortunately, they didn't. So I'm sorry that you can see my reflection. But if you look hard, you can see when we're coming into land in Heathrow, you can see the Shard, you can see the London Eye, you can see all the landmarks, you can see Canary Wharf.
We landed in the dark. It was early in the morning, wasn't it?
We landed in the dark. So if you look hard, you can see the major landmarks in London. And I hope you liked Windsor Castle on the takeoff, because you could see that as well, which I should have marked and said Windsor Castle, but that was Windsor Castle. So I'll put this on and then we'll say bye at the end of the video.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, this morning has a clearer light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a race. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give today. It's a good day today and not tomorrow. There's no time to borrow today. Well, something's gotta give today. It's a good day
So I hope you like that. Like I say, I hope you got to see some of the landmarks which you could see, but you would have to look really carefully to see them.
It's about time to bring this epic series to an end.
Yeah, Snoozeville to an end.
Yeah, I think we need to move on now, but thanks for everyone for watching.
Yeah, so that's Florida
done for this year.
2022 done. The series is now finished. Move on to the next one. So I'm really, we both really appreciate the fact that if you've watched it and stuck with us, we are so thankful for that.
Yeah.
And hopefully our next holiday should be a little bit more interesting to watch.
Yeah.
As it is a cruise.
And also, hopefully, we won't be ill.
So we'd just like to wish everybody that watches us a
Merry
happy Christmas
yeah.
and a Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2023. So again, I do apologise. I hope it's not been too boring, but it's been what it's been.
Well, it's been what it's been now, so let's move on.
Yeah.
So Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope the new year is full of health, happiness, and
holidays.
And is enjoy your being with whoever you're with over the Christmas period.
Yeah.
And we will see you on the other side.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say, before I go, if you did like the video, please subscribe and press the notification button, as it really does help us out a lot. And we will see you all in 2023. So have a fantastic Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.